Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. You know, it's important to know how big a bite you can take, especially in your work. You've got to know that the bite you've decided to take on a daily basis is a bite you'll take, right? It's a huge thing both for you and for the people you coach and mentor and train and teach. And so, I'll give you an example. If you think about people who go on an exercise kick, right, or say they're going to go on an exercise kick. And so they're going to get in shape. Maybe it's the new year, and they go to the gym and they just go all out, right? They run 6 miles, even though they're not really in that kind of shape, and they do all kinds of stuff. They work out intensely for like an hour and a half, right? How long does that last? Not very long, right? Because they went from just trying to start to swim to going out in a boat in the middle of the ocean and jumping in, right? So they end up quitting it, right? They can't sustain it. It's too much. It's too much, right? They're not built up to that, right? And what reminded me of this is a coaching conversation I had a couple days ago, and it was it was kind of a tough love conversation because we'd had a prior conversation, and basically, this person is in a situation where they have the time, they have the need, they profess the desire, they have the skills, they have the ability, but they didn't act. And he asked me the question, what would you do if you were me? Now, I just gave you the framework, time, skills, ability, and he's relatively early in the journey. And I said, well, in your situation, given your times, I would make 10 to 15 contacts a day. That's what I would be doing. And he said, then that's what I'm going to do. And so a couple weeks went by, hadn't heard from him. I already knew what was going on, but I still gave him a little check-in because I care about him. And hadn't done anything. Hadn't done a single thing. And the reason why? It's too big. It was too big. He couldn't. It was too daunting, right? It was like, okay, you want to write a book? Write the book. You can't write a book like that, right? You write a book 1 page at a time. You write a page now, and every day, at the end of the year, you have 365 pages. That's a book. But if you go, I got to write a book, and you think about the whole book, forget it, right? You got to build up those habits, those action habits, right? And so wherever you are, pick a number you can physically do that's not daunting. Maybe your contacts are maybe 2. Maybe it's 2 maybe you got to start at 1. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, it only matters that you start and do and build up. Because if you do your 1 or your 2 and you do it today and do it tomorrow and you do it the next day, you're building those muscles, right? You're building that habit. And then you can grow it to 3 contacts a day, and then over time maybe 4, and then maybe 5, and then before you know it, you got a business. But it starts by taking 1 step, right? You can walk 1,000 miles a step at a time. You might not want to walk 1,000 miles, and if someone said, "Hey, walk 1,000 miles," you'd be like, "What, are you out of your mind?" But you could, right? You could. He says, "I'm going to take 2 years off and walk 1,000 miles." You could. You probably can do it sooner than that, but you could probably do it in, I don't know, maybe a couple months. I never thought about that until right this moment. But anyway, bottom line is you can't make the action goal too big to start. You got to build up to it, right? And this is really important for the people that you sponsor. If you give them a goal that's too massive for them, they're not going to do it, right? They're just not going to do it. And you're going to wonder why. And that's because you overwhelmed them with the take an action goal. So I think 3 is a great number. But even for some people, 3 is too much to start. So, whatever that is, you start where you can and you keep that little commitment, right? Keep that little commitment and then step at a time, step at a time, step at a time. So, hope you found value today and that was helpful for you. Wish you a great day. Share this if you think it could benefit somebody else. Take care. See you soon.